Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Dragon Knight build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So the Dragon Knight is a mod class that was made by halforcforever. Now there are a couple little things I need to talk about. This does not work for me if I start at level 1 with this class, but if I take a level of fighter and then multi-class into it, then it works. So that's what we're going to do because for most people that's what I've seen the issue to be. So we're actually just going to start off as the fighter here. So this does fix the issue, so that's why we're going to do it. We'll start with the fighter, going with 16 strength, 14 constitution, and 16 charisma, although you can also swap out the strength for the dexterity depending on if you want to use a dexterity-based weapon and go medium armor or not, so the choice is entirely yours there. So we're going to roll with the dexterity-based version of that, but again, you can use the strength-based one, especially if you want to use great swords early game like Svartalvi's Wound Seeker. Now at level 2, when we can sub in the Dragon Knight here. So we're actually going to be going with the Stormknight version of this. So for our cantrips, I would recommend going with Ray of Frost there. It's going to be a good one to have. And then you can take just Firebolt just to be able to explode things. And for our spells, we got Disguise Self and Enhanced Leap. The Enhanced Leap being a very fun one. And this gives us the Shocking Grasp cantrip as well as Witch Bolt. And the subclass feature is barely even a tickle. You're immune to shocked, electrocuted, and jolt. So we do get some pretty powerful effects once we hit higher levels, which I'll break down in this video. So this is where the class would normally break, as whenever you go to take the class passive here. But for our spell selection at level 2, Shield is a really good spell to take, so we're going to go with that. And for the class passive, the Dragon Sight, to be able to see in magical dark vision up to 24 meters is actually pretty crazy, so we'll roll with that. At level 3, we get ourselves the action a Chromatic Infusion, so give it a +1 bonus to attack rolls and deal additional 1 to 4 lightning damage on our attacks, which is pretty fun. And for our spell that we can select here, this is another choice that you got, so like Fog Cloud can be pretty effective here. Ice Knife can be good, especially if you need to cast something while you're silenced. And Searing Smite can be alright as well, so we'll go with that for just a weapon attack. And for the fighting style, we already got ourselves defense from the fighter, so we'll go with the great weapon fighting, because we're going to focus on a two-handed weapon. Although if you really want to, you could use dual wielding. At level 4, we get ourselves another choice in spell here, so Armor of Agathis can be a really good one. And for the feat that we'll be taking, an ability score improvement on either our dexterity or our charisma, or strength, I guess, if you're rolling with a strength. I'm going to go with increase to our dexterity here. Spell casting would be the charisma focus, but we're more of a melee attacker. So we get our extra attack here at level 5. And for the spells that we get some better ones here with Spiritual Weapon, Scorching Ray, Flaming Sphere, Flame Blade, with Spiritual Weapon being one of the best choices for a bonus action summon, which is actually really effective. At level 6, we get the Chromatic Resistance. We become resistant to lightning damage. And we get ourselves another selection in spells, so we'll go Scorching Ray this time. And once we get ourselves to level 7, we get ourselves another choice in cantrip here, so you can go with like Poison Spray. Another choice in spell, and Snaring Strike can be pretty nice to snare a target in place. And we get the Chromatic Fury Lightning, so you deal 3 lightning damage to any enemies who end their turn within 3 meters. So once we have this set up, we can do a little aura around us, and anyone that's ending their turn beside us is going to take that lightning damage, which is pretty effective. At level 8, we get ourselves another choice in spell here, so still the same old ones we had. You got Warding Bomb there, and even something like Chromatic Orb can work well. We'll go into ability score improvement, take our dexterity even further, or our strength to max it out. You can go with charisma, but spellcasting is not our strong suit. At level 9, we get Call Lightning. I don't know why mine has this image, but it should look like the normal Call Lightning for you. And we get ourselves Lightning Bolt as a spell, which is pretty effective. This is also a level 20 build. I don't think I mentioned that previously, so we'll go with that there. Glyph of Warding be another really nice one, and Fear is also a pretty effective spell. Is at level 11, but level 10 fighter. Dragon Knight, so we get our feat here, so level 10 feat. Alert for the +5 to initiative can be really nice, and Great Weapon Master are also 2 really good choices, so this will give us a decrease to our attack rolls. But I said Act 1 has the Svartalvi's Wound Seeker, which gives a 1d4 bonus to attack rolls if the target's already been hurt, which can make this much lower likely to hit. We'll also take the Fear spell here at next level. Dropping weapons is really effective. Level 12, we just get ourselves another choice in feat here. We could go with an increase or charisma, or we can just go with the alert feat just for the +5 initiative. Is really effective and cannot be surprised. Level 13, we get ourselves freedom of movement, and we get a choice in another leveled spell here. Fire Shield being a pretty good one. We also get Revivify, so you could go that route as well. And at level 14, we get ourselves the Static Strike, doing 12d6 lightning damage. Pretty effective. It's kind of almost like Chain Lightning, but it just hits one target. Then we get to take our cantrips here. I'm just going to go with Acid Strike, but we already got the ones that we do want to use. At level 15, we get ourselves another spell selection here, so we'll just go with the, I guess, Death Ward or Dimension Door. And then once we make it to the next level, we get ourselves another choice in feat here. So we can go with the, I really like to go with the tough feat for the +2 for every level, especially if you're going with level 20 build. This gives you a lot of survivability. And level 18 gives us the Storm Front, doing a 5d6 of lightning and radiant damage together, knocking targets prone. And we also get to take a level 5 spell here. So we got Conjure Elemental, being pretty great spell. At level 18, we get the class feature, become immune to your chromatic element. So we're now immune to lightning damage. And this final level here, we can go with another feat or action surge, which I think is a better bang for our buck. So we're gonna go roll with that. Now, yeah, we got a lot of different spells here, and we got summons. So we're lightning damage focused. We got our powerful static strike there. Now what we want to do is, I would recommend grabbing a staff first and foremost. And with this staff, using any of the staffs that gives you arcane battery, summon in your conjure elemental, and we'll go with the water elemental because it can kind of benefit us a little bit with our lightning build. We'll take back our weapon here. I got the Sword of Chaos. However, you can go with whatever weapon you want. If you want to go like the Hammerhaft, which will give you thunder damage on your jumps, which kind of fits thematically, you could go that route. As I mentioned, Sfortlevi's Wound Seeker is a great early game weapon, as that gives you a 1d4 bonus to attack rolls. The Falar Aluv is another really good weapon because this can apply thunder damage to the targets. Nirolna is also good if you really want to go throwing build focus, but if you really want to maximize damage, go with the Baldur's Giant Slayer. Take a strength potion. That's just gonna be your highest damage. And to maximize our armor class, the Armor of Agility will give us the best armor class if you built around dexterity. Otherwise, the Armor of Persistence will give us a 24 armor class. So depends on which you built around. I went with a strength potion and dexterity for the maximum strength here, and I went with the Mask of Soul Perception for increased attack rolls. Early game, you can go with the Helmet of Arcane Acuity as well, because this will stack up your spell hit chance whenever you do weapon attacks, which could be really nice. Cloak of Protection, really, there's not many cloaks in the game. Armor of Agility, it's just effective armor, especially if you got nothing else to go with early game, you could go that route. I mean, I guess that's not early game, but if you got any armor early game that works best, just go with that, because there's no real specific armor. Now, as for gloves, this is where we can actually add in the Gloves of the Belligerent Skies. And what's this going to do is going to increase our reverberation stacks, and the Boots of Stormy Clamor in addition to this will both give us stacks of reverberation. This puts our armor class at 25. But we also have this here, the Chromatic Infusion, so we can apply the lightning to our sword, and then that's going to stack up reverberation even further for us. So the Aura of Chromatic Fury we can only activate in combat, but I will show off what this all looks like in combat here now. So starting off our combat here, we'll just go with a weapon attack, or I guess we can go with a lightning bolt here for as many targets that we possibly stack reverberation up on. It might not allow us to stack reverberation until combat starts. Yeah, it doesn't, but now we're into combat, so we can go ahead with that. We also have a Static Strike, which is the once per long rest, does not require does not use up a spell slot, so that's really good. But we have that Storm Front here, which is our big area of effect attack, which if you can line it up perfectly, you can hit many targets with this, and it becomes quite crazy. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll blast our 8. Boom. That did a lot more than I thought it was going to. It took out a lot of the targets. But yeah, that's a very powerful attack. So I guess we'll just go ahead here. We can do our action surge and then follow up with another couple attacks. So this time we'll just do a weapon attack here. So we can finish this guy off. Bonk. And then we'll finish this one off as well. This may stack up reverberation, or we may, yeah, critical hit. Finished him off. Perfect. Extra thunder damage is always really good, because that can also be the way that it triggers your Call the Weak if you have that ability applied to your target or to yourself. This also gives a 1d8 bonus to lightning, but it can also be doubled, as you saw there, so pretty good. And then we also have the bonus attack, since we have Great Weapon Master, so we can just continue to... Oh, I didn't need to use that critical hit. We already had one. Well, that's fine. We're just doing a whole lot of damage here anyway, so yeah, that is going much better than I expected it to. That huge area of effect attack with the lightning and radiant damage is really nice. Just be mindful where you use it, because radiant damage can be pretty, it can be reversed against you as well. So that can really upset your plans. But we got our elemental here. The nice thing about the elemental is you can use this and warp it to whatever target's going to go next. And whenever that is, whenever you see who's going next, you can always just go and attack them and hopefully take them out. We knock both of them prone, perfect. So they have to waste their movement speed to get up, and they'll probably just attack the ice or the water elemental there because of that. So yeah, it doesn't really have that dragon theme. I know some people were asking if this gives you a dragon summon. Unfortunately, it does not. Even at level 20, if I was able to do full level 20, it gives you immunity to all damage, elemental damage types. So it's fun, but I guess we'll go ahead with our static strike here now. So we'll go and we'll drop that on the back lines, and boom, 38, 21, jolted both of them. Didn't take out either of them. But that's what we got other spell slots for, so we'll just go ahead and blast them with that. Unfortunately, you can only do one of those storm fronts, but if you got a free cast, you can also just go ahead and cast it again. Then we also got the aura of lightning, so we can go with this and create this aura around us. Hopefully we can pull the enemy towards us, and they'll go away from our elemental. So the lightning surfaces there just blew up both of those enemies, so that happened. But we'll use our free cast to finish them off with that Stormfront attack, which just hits so crazy. Yeah, 21 and 14. That is powerful. So, yeah, that is the Dragon Knight. And, yeah, 266 health. We're pretty tanky. So, you do get some spells, but you're mostly I would say a weapon attacker, because you get that extra benefit to your weapon attacks. This makes you pretty deadly. So, let me know your thoughts in this build guide. This mod was made by halforcforever, now available in console. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.